Self-regulation is not where we start in behavior therapy. I talk a lot about teaching dogs to self-regulate or giving them skills that help them lower their stress levels on a physiological level. And I frequently get asked in the comments or in emails from prospective clients how to teach the dog to self-regulate in these states of extreme distress. But that's not quite the right question. The question that we should be asking first is, how do I make my dog feel safer? Think about our stress scale: green, yellow, orange, red. Imagine that in green, all of the resources in the body are going to the thinking brain, and none of the resources are going to the survival brain. Imagine that as stress levels increase, a shift happens, so that in the yellow zone, most of the resources are going to the thinking brain, with a bit of the resources going to the survival brain. So the thinking brain isn't working quite as well, but it's still in charge, and so the goal here is to come back down to green. That area is known for attempts to cope. This is where we see displacement behaviors. It's where we see avoidance. This is where we best see the dog able to navigate the stressful situation and support themselves in getting back to green once they have the skills. But the orange zone is the opposite. The orange zone is more survival brain than thinking brain. At this point, the goal is no longer to cope with the stress and come back down to green. Here, the goal is to gear up for a survival response, because in red, we're fully in the survival brain and the nervous system thinks they're being chased by a lion. If you're being chased by a lion, now is not the time to self-regulate. This is a time when it serves you very well to be in your sympathetic nervous system. It's a good idea to fight, flight, fawn, fidget, freeze if you are being chased by a lion. And so the first step to behavior therapy is not to teach dogs to self-regulate, although it's a big one and it's an important one. First step is to get them closer to the green zone. Dogs who are dysregulated are often baselining in the yellow zone. Much of life is a stress event. This is holistic stress reduction. This is your management and enrichment. We lay out an entire management and enrichment protocol as the entire first phase of our behavior therapy for our clients in their new client consultation package. Because before we can do anything else, we need to help the dog feel safe. And that involves environmental management, creating safe relationships and safe spaces, building outlets for stress into the day, increasing agency, prioritizing consent, really looking at how the dog physically feels in their body, looking at things like sleep hygiene. That needs to happen first before we begin skill building, which isn't to say there's not some overlap, but we can't just skip past that very first step.